when I was doing theatre during my college days. I did about 4-5 years of rigorous theatre. उस टाइम पे मतलब मैं सिर्फ वो एंटन चेकअप की प्लेज और अंधा युग और अश्वत्थामा, ये धनुष है मेरा, धनुष अश्वत्थामा का, वो सारा करता था. हार्डकोर इंटेंस थिएटर आई यूज्ड टू डू.
If I have to ask you between Choocha, between Sexa, between Sidhu, between Joy, who are you the closest to?
Oh, that's a very tough one, yaar. It's like asking a parent who's your favorite child is. Johnny sir, how he emotes is amazing to watch. He's a legend of that genre. His presence on the full set of wherever he's sitting, he just lights up the entire environment around him. The aura that Johnny sir has, I think, is impeccable.
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Jigar Shah and today we have someone who's just turned 10 years old with us in the industry and his name is Varun Sharma. Varun, how does it feel to be 10 years old? Please tell me.
Wow, it feels really nice. I think there's a lot of maturity that's happened as a 10-year-old now. I think, yeah, but it feels damn good there. And now when you're talking about it and all that, लगता ही नहीं कि 10 साल हो गए यार. 10 साल बहुत हो जाते हैं यार. झूठ बहुत हो गया.
But doesn't he look like 10 years old? He's like अभी घर से नहा धो के आया ये सब बच्चा अब तो 10 साल का.
Thank you यार, thank you.
So the point is, so thing is, with 10 years over I don't know how many, about 10, 15, 20 films by now, you've specially concentrated on comedy. Was that the intention, or that's how the career just panned out?
I love that genre. I love it. I love making people laugh. I love making people smile. So, and I never knew, to be very honest, Jigar, in my life that I could do comedy.
Really?
Yeah. When I used to do theatre back home, like in Punjab, when I was doing theatre during my college days, I did about 4-5 years of rigorous theatre. उस टाइम पे मतलब मैं सिर्फ वो एंटन चेकअप की प्लेज और अंधा युग और अश्वत्थामा, ये धनुष है मेरा, धनुष अश्वत्थामा का, वो सारा करता था. Hardcore intense theatre I used to do. Comedy is something which I was very scared of also because it's a very tough genre to crack. It's not easy to make someone laugh or smile, you know. So I never thought that I had that bone of that comic bone in me that time and all that. It was only with my outing with Fukrey that kind of got explored. And for that, I have to give huge credit to Mrigdeep Singh Lamba, who's the director of Fukrey franchise. Yeah. He nurtured out the Choocha in me, and he nurtured out the way, you know, whatever you see of it. Obviously, I was very raw that time. I was like, what, 22, 23 that time. And was kind of like, so unhone pura shape up kara. It was only with Fukrey, I saw people laughing. I saw people like, you know, having fun. And that's when the comedy genre ka thing kind of got explored. And then with the grace of God, I started enjoying that whole process, started enjoying that genre and all that. And that's how my career kind of panned out. And I love the genre way too much to you know, kind of not do it. मेरे को बड़े लोगों ने बोला अरे टाइप कास्ट हो जाएगा, स्टीरियोटाइप हो जाएगा, मत कर तू, you know, मतलब कॉमेडी है, कुछ और जॉनर की नहीं ट्राई करता. मुझे ट्राई करना है और जॉनर, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम एक जॉनर जिससे मुझे प्यार है मैं उसको क्यों रोक दूं? You know, so that's how it is. And of course, so I mean, that's how it panned out, and that's how I also started indulging and loving that particular genre more and more with every film that I did. Okay,
but so when a producer or director comes and approaches you for a new film,
yeah,
do you wonder or do you know that it's comedy?
It changes. I mean, some are out and now some say it's a very light-hearted film. Some say that, yeah, it's in a very fun space. You know, slice of life, fun, light-hearted, happy film. So the terms are different, but of course the genre is kind of same. And yeah, so in my life, in my career span of the scripts that I've been approached for, 100%, 80% of it is mostly comedies, and 20%, you know, it's kind of different genres that kind of come in and stuff like that. And I'm also waiting for that right script for me to kind of jump into a different genre and do it, because I don't want to do anything just for the heck of it, right? If I get convinced with something, or if there's something that really interests me, stuff like that, and then I'll probably kind of jump into it. But to answer your question, yes, majority of the time it is in that genre that I'm off with.
So, you know, so when I understood the impact of Choocha, I was at a friend's wedding, and he, in the wedding card, actually put his nickname Choocha.
Really?
Yeah. Like everyone in the wedding will call me Choocha. That's what he said.
Cute.
So yeah.
Wow.
So that's when I realized, oh shit, this guy actually has become famous now. This role had actually become famous. It was about 2-3 months post Fukrey had come out.
Huh.
And I was like, so I know, obviously I've seen the film, so I know who Choocha is. I'm like, I have known you for 5 years now. I never knew you call yourself Choocha. He said, no, I named myself after looking at Varun in the film because he looks very similar to you.
Oh, so cute.
And he actually even acts like you in reality. So I'm like, dude.
That's so sweet.
किधर से निकाला ये?
So sweet. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You know, it's so beautiful. Of course, like Choocha has changed my life.
Yeah.
It has that one character because that's your debut and everyone kind of, you know, sees your potential through when you're debuting with the film. So that character has given me, I think, everything that I have today. And the biggest challenge for any actor or the biggest thing for any actor, Jigar, is to have acceptance.
Yeah.
You know, from your audience. For the audience to accept you is the biggest blessing and the biggest thing an actor can ask for. And consistently they ask for that. And that is one, I've been fortunate and I feel blessed that it happened with me right from the first film. With a character like Choocha, it kind of, you know, it got accepted by the audience. They kind of gave that love to him. And that's how, you know, I got the love and the acceptance. So it is always going to be very, very special. I remember, so my Nanka's in Ghaziabad.
Huh.
Okay. So the most happiest moment for me was my Nanka's in Ghaziabad. So, you know, we were driving around and all that. And my cousin brother sent me a picture of this one. It's a barber shop. Okay. So small town में have those cute barber shops. So वहाँ पे सारे actors की photos होती थी. तो उसने चूचा की photo लगाई हुई from that still. And he sent me that and that gave me so much of happiness because, you know, being that 90s kid to have that pictures of actors in a barber shop and stuff like that. It was just so amazing. So, you know, that happened. Then there was a restaurant, jiske andar se there was this iconic characters ke they had different mocktails. Like Majnu Bhai mocktail, Circuit mocktails, and Munna Bhai something that was called. And there it had Choocha. So, and I'm saying, so the impact of characters and something that you love gets so embedded and how it beautifully spreads out is just so beautiful. And so, yeah, that's what it was.
Like in Fukrey 1, when you were supposed to go to sleep and you did not sleep the whole night, even I said, "Abhe so ja mere bhai, sapna nahi aayega, unka band bajega tera."
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So if I have to ask you between Choocha, between Sexa, between Sidhu, between Joy, who are you the closest to?
Oh, that's a very tough one, yaar. It's like asking a parent who's your favorite child is.
No, but asking who are you most similar to in reality?
In reality, which character am I most similar to? I think the naughtiness of Choocha. I have that knack of it. I think I am very, like, you know, naughty in that manner. Yeah. I wasn't the sexa in my group when I was in college. There was a sexa in my group, but I wasn't the sexa in the group. So yeah, I was more of a mummy of my group. Yeah, I used to call up my mother every time. Anything, I used to just run back to her. So I was that in my group, but wasn't the sexa.
So who was the acid for you?
Who was the acid? There were a lot of acids. There were a lot of acids for me in school, clearly. Yeah, there were. And but if you ask me, Choocha is something that I really relate myself to.
Okay, so obviously Fukrey 3 is going to come now. Fukrey 2 also happened a couple of years ago. So when you get into Choocha's role, do you have to prep for it, or now it's second nature?
I'm so glad you asked this question because everyone, you know, even my friends and all that assume that अरे अब तो खून में है भाई, मतलब उठ के ही कर सकता है. It is not that, Jigar, because when we did Fukrey 1, I was 22 years old, absolutely raw, didn't have any knowledge how films are made, how do you perform, how do you do anything. Everything was very raw. Then with Fukrey 2 and now with Fukrey 3, there's been a span of about 9-10 years, right? And during that whole course of 9-10 years, as a as a working actor, you learn a lot about the industry. You learn a lot out of your own experiences. There are certain things every actor, or every individual for that matter, you know, with time there are certain hacks you learn about
Yeah.
your own self,
True,
right?
true.
And subconsciously you kind of imply it
Hmm.
in you know, in real life and in real life when you're performing at times. So there's a lot of that comes with experience. So for me, the biggest challenge was to unlearn those 10 years and get back to Choocha.
Oh.
So, you know, how they say that, did I prep for it? My preparation for Choocha in Fukrey 3 was to unlearn those 10 years of experience that I've had. And it's not an easy thing to do. It is, because how do you unlearn? There's something that you know, but how do you unlearn it? So that was the toughest part, to kind of do that and kind of go back to the rawness that we all had, you know, when we were
Yeah,
young.
because
And
Choocha is still so naive.
yeah, he is very naive, right? And that's what people love about characters. Whether it's a Lali, whether it's Choocha, whether it's Honey, whether it's Panditji, whether it's Boli, they love the innocence
Yeah.
of those characters, right? And so yeah, the biggest challenge was to unlearn, and so yeah, a lot of prep went into that.
Okay. Tell me, when you work with Rohit Shetty, do you work or do you enjoy or do you party?
Oh,
2 films with him?
2 films with him, 2 films with Rohit sir. I think with him, it's pure fun. Pure. It's very disciplined, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of fun in the most disciplined manner. You roll on time, you have your days on time, everything fixed. There's a lot of prep that goes in, which Rohit sir along with his entire team does, which makes life for the other people a lot easier. So many people don't know about it, but there's a whole lot of prep that Rohit sir and their team does before they actually, you know, roll that particular day. So because they're so beautifully well planned and there's so much of work that's already gone in, that particular day just becomes a lot fun. You know, in a film like Circus, or like a lot of his films, climaxes and everything, they have like 18 characters,
Yeah.
16 characters, 20 characters coming together. So the sync is so beautiful amongst everyone. Otherwise, to have 20 people in one frame, it could get
True.
chaotic, right? But it just happens, it just flows so beautifully that आपको पता भी नहीं चलता, and it goes in that entire fun thing. Because at the same time, you're making a fun film. If you're having, that's what they say, if you're having fun at that particular day, it's going to translate, and the other people are also going to have fun, right? So out there, it's the most fun that we have, and there's an atmosphere of a family on that set. You know, with all his films, there's a family atmosphere which is there and all that. So it just flows like water there.
So how was it to do a double role? It was your first time double role
First
playing.
time double role, yeah. It was interesting and it was very tough because again, for me, I did for the first time. I didn't know the technicality of it, but the differentiation of it, how it's gonna happen and all that. कि ये अलग कैसे होगा, वो अलग कैसे होगा. So it was challenging, but it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of new things that I learned as an actor and as an individual. You know, the technicalities of it, and creative wise, how can there be a difference and all that. So yeah.
Okay. So when you work with someone of the caliber of Johnny Lever, in couple of scenes you had with him,
Yes,
over 2 films, do you often wonder, how am I still an actor?
Yeah. I think Johnny sir, how he emotes is amazing to watch. I mean, there is so much to learn, and being an actor, my own self, and trying to be in that genre of comedy, he's a legend of that genre. So there's so much to learn, and just the process, Jigar, how he approaches a scene. He rehearses a lot. After being in the industry, after working for so many years consistently.
I have seen him since I was this small, so he's been there since.
Yeah. And his presence on the full set of wherever he's sitting, he just lights up the entire environment around him. The aura that Johnny sir has, I think, is impeccable, and it's just so beautiful. He just lights up the entire place wherever he's sitting or jamming. And to be, after so many years of experience, after being a pioneer of as an actor, he still rehearses, still his approach towards the scene, his improvisations, his expressions, everything. So there's तो पहले जैसे लगता था कि भाई मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, पता नहीं मैं कैसे करता कुछ है, उनके साथ काम करने लगता है बहुत ही मेहनत करनी है, अभी तक कुछ नहीं आपको समझ आ रहा है, बहुत मेहनत है लाइफ में.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, you were into casting before you became an actor.
Yes.
I guess Nandini Shrikhet
Nandini
was
Shrikhet,
you
yes.
used to work with. So when when you used to audition and you used to take auditions, did you feel at times when the actor got selected, अरे तो मैं कर लेता यार?
होता है, 100% होता है यार, 100% होता है. होता था. But again, casting, I used to take auditions with Nandini Shrikant during my initial years. It was a lot of fun. Again, to have one same scene, you see 500 different people performing that scene. You see 500 different approaches towards the scene. Then, if you have to do it, now it's confusing again which approach to take, because there's something that you also have.
Yeah.
Then you've seen 500 more. Actually, अब क्या करें? So it's confusing like that. But it was a very interesting learning process कि आपने ये इसको ऐसे अप्रोच कर रहा है, कोई कैसे अप्रोच कर रहा है, कोई कैसे अप्रोच कर रहा है. और उस टाइम पे तो अभी तो सब मतलब डिजिटलाइज्ड हो गया, सेल्फ टेस्ट भेजते हैं, मैंने सुना है लोग. व्हेन वी वर लाइक एस्पायरिंग टू बी एक्टर्स एंड वी वर डूइंग दैट राउंड ऑफ ऑडिशन, उस टाइम में तो लाइनें लगती थी भाई.
राइट.
500 लोग खड़े हैं, 400 लोग खड़े हैं, अब लाइनों में जाके सर डू आई फिट, डू आई नॉट फिट एंड ऑल दैट. तो वन थिंग आई लर्नड फ्रॉम दैट थिंग इज, बिकॉज आई वाज एन एक्टर माई सेल्फ, तो मैं किसी ऑडिशन पे 2-3 घंटे वेट करते करते मेरी बारी है, हाय सर वरुण शर्मा, डू आई फिट द बिल? ही सेज नहीं, एंड देन यू वॉक आउट. यू यूज्ड टू फील बैड अबाउट इट. One thing, whenever there used to be a audition used to happen and all that, I used to spend with every actor, I used to spend 2 minutes. If he's not fitting the bill, कि भाई तू क्यों नहीं fit हो रहा, ताकि तेरे को ना बुरा ना लगे.
Right.
तेरे को बुरा ना लगे, क्योंकि कई बार ऐसे होता था जिगर भाई, मैं कहीं पे जा रहा हूँ ऑडिशन देने के लिए, ब्रीफ आया हुआ है 2025 मेल एक्टर अप मार्केट. हाँ, आता था ना ब्रीफ आता अप मार्केट. तो मैं चला गया, वो कहते डू, मैंने कहा सर हाय, डू आई फिट द बिल? दे सेड, मैंने कहा सर मैं अप मार्केट का हूँ. आप ऐसे क्यों कह रहे हो, मतलब मैं अप मार्केट हूँ यार, मेरे सारे को मुझे कहते हैं कि मैं अप मार्केट हूँ. राइट. देन से लाइक नहीं, तो वापस आते तो आपका मोराल कहीं पे होता. राइट. तो कभी भी ऐसे होता था, जैसे मैं ऑडिशन ले रहा हूँ और मुझे नहीं कोई बंदा फिट क्राइटेरिया में नहीं हो रहा उस पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर के, तो मैं उसको बताता था कि भाई तू पता क्यों नहीं हो रहा, इनको ना ऐसे ऐसे करके चाहिए कुछ है. मेरा टाइम ज्यादा लगता था, लेकिन अगला बंदा ना खुश होते होते वापस आता, क्योंकि मैं वो खुद हूँ. आई हैव बीन देयर वेयर इफ कोई मुझे 2 मिनट समझा देना कि मैं फिट क्यों नहीं हो रहा, मैं चले जाऊंगा. आई विल फील हैप्पी अबाउट माय सेल्फ. हाँ कि चल उनका कुछ अलग था भाई, मैं तो सही हूँ, और मैं चले जाता था. सो दैट वाज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोसेस दैट आई यूज्ड टू डू.
That's actually very sweet of you, because people normally don't have time to even look at a person sitting next to them, and you taking like 10 seconds, 2 minutes to sit down with them and tell them, okay, this is the reason.
This is the reason.
People break up में reason देते नहीं आज. इधर reason मिल रहा है यहाँ पे.
नहीं देते. तो यार वहाँ बता दो बंदे को ना, मतलब अगला बंदा भी खुश जाए, वो भी तो सुबह तैयार होकर अपने काम के लिए आया ना. सही है.
So I also saw one thing very interesting which you did before the interview. You actually came and touched and you bowed down in front of the camera, and you told me that you do it all the time whenever you shoot. If I'm not wrong, for any shooting you go to, you touch you bow down to the camera beforehand. When did it start, and why do you do it?
It's a very personal thing though, but right from the start, Jigar, I think this is my Karam Bhumi. This is something that I've always wished for, dreamed of doing. So for me, the most holy thing when I'm at work is the camera, which is rolling that, which is because of which I'm going to be showcased.
Yeah.
And we are all performing for the camera. So for the camera and for the sound, because it's an audio, video, visual. So both the things, it's a thing that like I pray before that. That's a habit that's been there like right from the start, and I'm hoping that it always stays with me. But yeah, and it's not about a film camera, or it's only when we are shooting. Any work that we are doing related to what we love is something which is a very holy space for me. And the equipment that is used to do that is very holy for me. So this is my temple. So that's what I worship.
So my father does very similar thing. He does this to his bag.
Yeah.
He touches his bag before he leaves, and when I picture him in the morning, the first hit, he touches it, saying that you are my weapon.
Yeah.
It's like my shastra.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I get goosebumps. I'm getting
you can see
goosebumps
it.
when,
Yeah.
when you're talking about it. But it is, yeah. I mean, this is the most, for me, this is my temple. Like, for me, this is the most holy thing. I've prayed all my life to do this. And when I'm getting a chance to do that, it's as holier as I've prayed for. So, yeah, so that's the thing that.
Okay. How do your parents react to your success? I'm sure they must have seen pictures, videos. When you go to promote a film, you see this huge crowd screaming your name out.
Yeah.
How does that make them feel? Have they ever told you that they're proud of you?
Yeah, my mom, I think, so I live with my mother here in Bombay. My sister is also here. She's married in Mumbai now. So, mom and Didi both are very happy. They're very proud. We didn't have any contacts. We didn't know how film industry works. We didn't know the working of how the film business does, right? So it was absolutely a very alien space for us to have no knowledge.
Yeah.
Even to a city like Mumbai, we didn't have any knowledge. We were back from Punjab, so didn't know. But they're happy and they're proud that coming here on my own, trying to do things, and with the grace of God, happened. Is a fact that they're really proud of, and I'm really proud of them, and I'm very thankful for them to have supported my dream that time, because they supported me financially, they supported me emotionally, they supported me in every capacity. I had to tell my mother, I was like, I don't know if I know how to act and all that. I said, I think whatever I'm getting done is your tapasya that you've done. So it's everything because of you. It's happening. But again, they love it, and my mother has pictures and has cutouts of all the articles right from day one when it came till date.
What are you saying?
So Ibrahim, who's like from our team, our PR team, now everything's become digital, right?
Yeah.
Any interview that comes, my mother will call up Ibu, ask कि बेटा वो आर्टिकल कहाँ पे है. अगर वो फिजिकल नहीं है तो वो उसका आज भी कोई भी आर्टिकल आया है उसका प्रिंट आउट निकाल लेंगे.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
और वो अपनी फाइल में बनाएंगे. तो शी हैज stacks of files now.
Wow.
And I said, why? She's like, नहीं बेटा ये है. From that first interview till date, every article, every news coverage that comes,
Wow.
she gets it, she cuts it like a scrapbook,
Yeah.
and she has her files. So she puts it. Everything.
Wow.
So this like instance makes me really feel happy, because if I saw a dream, so did she. So if I am getting a chance to live my dream, so is she, and she's happy about it.
So there's a very interesting couplet in Urdu which says that मैंने अपने इर्द गिर्द लाख लकीरें खींची हिफाजत की, एक भी नहीं उसमें से मेरी माँ की दुआ जैसी.
So beautiful.
Just works in
So
your
beautiful.
case.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. They're so nice. So yeah, man, I think all of us here, we do stuff for our families. It's your family that you kind of do your stuff for. And that's what you attempt is to make them proud. Your attempt is to make them feel happy and feel good about their own selves and yourself. Right? So it's that approach. Everyone, I think all of us, we work towards one thing, is just for your family. So वही matter करता है.
Okay. So what's next for you now?
Fukrey 3.
Yep.
Fukrey 3 is something which we are very excited about. It's going to come out very soon. That is one thing. Then there's another venture that we finished with Love Films.
Okay.
I'm not able to say the name right now, but that's one thing that I've
I know it's a new director.
Yeah, it's a new director. So yeah, that is one film. Again, it's in a fun space. Love Films is producing, Love Ranjans is producing it. Then there's something that I'm working on. I'm just kind of wrapped is with Maddock, with Maddock Films. So yeah, so
You did a web show with them, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've done a web show with them. I did Ruhi with them.
Yeah.
I did Arjun Patiala with them. And so yeah, so this is something that is out. So these three things for this year, and yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Varun.
Thank
it was
you.
a lovely talk to you.
Thank you, Meera bhai. Thank you.